Beyond the Easter, where the grass moves like the sea, ride the Scythians. Their skin is a book of blue and black. Horses.
The Greeks were known for their stories, but the truth in their words would soon come to light. Today, tattooing feels modern. Clean lines, bold shading, stylized beasts, tribal patterns. But this isn't a new form of expression. It's one of the oldest. Older than writing, older than many civilizations. And the tattoo traditions that look most like ours today come from one surprising place: the ancient horse-riding cultures of the Eurasian steppe, especially the Scythians. Yet their story goes even deeper. The Scythians inherited this art from much older Indo-European ancestors, a chain thousands of years long. This is the story of how ancient tattooing shaped the designs we still put on our skin. When archaeologists uncovered frozen Scythian bodies in the Siberian permafrost, their tattoos were still perfectly preserved. And what shocked researchers wasn't just the age, over 2,500 years old, but the style. These tattoos looked incredibly modern. Thick black outlines, heavy shading, long flowing curves, interconnected sleeve-like patterns, stylized animals, deer, panthers, rams, griffins, hybrid beasts. Many stretched from shoulder to wrist, just like modern sleeves. Others coiled along the spine, ribs, and thighs, blending into swirling motifs used in Scythian art. They tattooed the same designs they carved into weapons, embroidered on clothing, and engraved into gold jewelry. To them, the body was simply another canvas, a permanent one. But this tradition didn't begin with them. Long before the Scythians ruled the steppe, earlier Bronze Age cultures like Andronovo and Sintashta were already shaping the artistic world the Scythians would inherit. Archaeologists have uncovered fine bronze awls, needle-like tools, and small pigment containers at these sites. These match the kinds of multi-purpose tools ancient cultures used for leatherwork, crafting, and in some cases, tattooing, though we have no preserved skin from this period, so we cannot say for certain they tattooed. What we can see is continuity in their artistic tradition, powerful animal imagery, geometric patterns, and symbols of identity that later appear in Scythian art and on Scythian skin. These early steppe cultures created the visual language, spirals, flowing forms, stylized creatures, that the Scythians later carried onto the body. So this didn't invent tattooing, and we cannot confirm their ancestors practiced it, but they did evolve a much older steppe artistic tradition into some of the most striking and recognizable tattoos in the ancient world. They were meaning made visible. Animal motifs symbolized personal qualities. The deer, speed, agility, nobility. The panther or tiger, strength and aggression in battle. The ram, endurance and virility. The griffin, supernatural protection. Coiled beasts, the eternal cycle of nature. Spiraling horns and claws, the fluidity of life and power. To tattoo these creatures onto your skin was to take on their attributes. It was identity. It was magic. It was your legacy written on your body. Ancient Greek writers like Herodotus even noted that Scythians and Thracians used tattoos to mark status. Among the Thracians, to bear many tattoos is a mark of nobility, and not to have them is a sign of low birth. Greek pottery supports this. Many depictions of Scythians show patterned skin markings, deliberate and symbolic. To the Greeks, tattoos were exotic. To the Scythians, tattoos were who they were. If you place a Scythian tattoo next to a modern tribal or neo-traditional design, the resemblance is unmistakable. Why? Because humans across time gravitate toward the same visual language when expressing identity. Bold lines, stylized animals, symmetrical patterns, flowing curves, dynamic poses, full limb compositions. These principles appear in contemporary blackwork, tribal tattoos, animal totem pieces, sleeve designs, shoulder and back patterns. We still tattoo animals to represent our inner traits. We still use spirals, symmetry, and flowing shapes. The tools changed, but the instinct didn't. As we go back further in time, some of the earliest tattoos in the world come from Egypt's pre-dynastic period, the Gbeline mummies, over 5,000 years old. Their skin is marked with animals, ritual symbols, and protective motifs, proof that long before empires rose, humans were already carrying meaning on their bodies. And what's remarkable is this. Even far from the Nile, across the mountains of the Caucasus and the vast Eurasian steppe, cultures chose many of the same symbols: bulls, rams, stags, and other horned animals. Over time, they became known for their distinctive ritual symbols and motifs: dot clusters, linear patterns, diamond shapes, symbols of goddess protection, markings around the abdomen, hips, and thighs. Some tattoos likely served as fertility symbols, protective charms, marks of priestesses or specialists, spiritual or medicinal signs, one rooted in ritual and spirituality. To understand how deep tattooing ran in the ancient world, we look northwest to the Thracians, the only other Indo-European people proven to be tattooed. Herodotus writes, "To be tattooed is a sign of noble birth, while being unmarked signifies low status. The man who works the soil is unhonored. The one who lives by war and raiding holds the highest esteem." This mirrors the same warrior ethos found among the Scythians. For both peoples, tattooing was an ancestral rite, sacred markings carried into battle, symbols of gods and beasts worn as a kind of spiritual armor. Greek pottery preserves this world: tattooed arms and tattooed legs on warriors and women alike, intricate patterns captured in clay over 2,500 years ago. Thracian, Scythian, or both, speaking the same Indo-European language of ink. And yet, even with the Scythians and Thracians, we're only seeing one branch of a much older story, a story written on human skin long before nations, languages, or borders. Why did ancient people tattoo themselves? Why carve symbols into the skin forever? Because tattooing is one of the oldest forms of expression we've ever created. Long before we shaped clay into pottery, we marked our bodies. Long before we built cities, we decorated the skin. Long before we wrote stories, we wore them. Tattoos were protection, identity, ancestry, ritual, memory, art, power. Ancient people placed these same symbols on clothing, shields, weapons, and pottery, but the skin meant something deeper. It was alive. It was personal. It was eternal. From the Bronze Age tattoo tools of the Andronovo to the preserved ink of Scythian warriors frozen in the Siberian permafrost, to the ritual markings of ancient Egypt, to the noble tattoos of the Thracians, one truth connects them all. Tattooing is not modern. It is ancient, older than cities, older than recorded myth. Across continents and millennia, humans marked their bodies with the symbols that meant the most: animals of power, shapes of identity, signs of belief and belonging. We did not simply decorate the skin, we carried our spirits upon it. We wore our stories. And today, when someone steps into a tattoo shop and chooses a symbol to carry forever, they are doing what our ancestors did thousands of years before us. They are joining a legacy that spans the entire human story. A legacy written not on stone or parchment, but on human flesh.